what are the common type of investment structures? So typically, you have common stock, assuming it's a Delaware C Corp. And why Delaware, by the way? Because 50% of all companies in the US are chartered out of Delaware. They have very stable law. Their judges are very good. They're very efficient. Whereas, say, California might take 3 years before a case moves through the court. Delaware might take a year or less, right? And the judges are very, very specialized in understanding business context, whereas California, it might be all over the place because someone's doing criminal law one day, next day he's doing divorce, next day he's doing, your case. So that's why Delaware C Corp tends to be the way to go. So generally, your founders are going to get common stock, and typically there's going to be a vesting schedule because investors want to know that you want to stay around. And a vesting schedule is very important because what you don't want to do is find that the founders fight if someone leaves over equity trying to claw it back. And so the best thing is to discuss sort of a formula that works. You put it in place on day one, and you make sure that you don't need to discuss if something doesn't work out. In my experience, on average, out of 3 founders, one of them is gone by the end of the year, gets a better offer somewhere else, spouse, moves and they go with that job. Many, they get sick, but at least 1 out of 3 disappears by the end of the year. So having a vesting schedule where you don't need to negotiate an exit, it's just what it is. It can basically prevent you from having a lot of fighting that can destroy your company. I'll give an example of fighting that destroyed a company. I saw a situation where an investor came in and encouraged one owner to try to kick the other owner out, and basically they didn't have the right to do that, and they ended up in a lawsuit right in the middle of a financing. And the last thing you want to do is have a lawsuit in the middle of while you're trying to close a financing. And even if you win, you lose because your investor says, "I don't want all my money to go to the lawsuit," right? So